Twitch, once the undisputed king of live streaming, is collapsing. Viewer numbers are falling, scandals are piling up, and the platform feels more disconnected from its community than ever before. From predatory ads to biased moderation, from sabotaging small creators to allowing disturbing content on the front page, Twitch has lost what made it special. From literally assaulting a streamer at a Twitch event to featuring borderline pedophilic furry content on the front page. But how did we get here? And is Twitch truly dying? Or is this just the beginning of its end? To answer that, we first need to see how it became a giant in the first place.
How Twitch became a giant.
A spin-off of Justin.tv, one guy streaming his life, that evolved into something revolutionary: live, two-way entertainment. You didn't just watch content, you lived it with the creator. It capitalized on two things: the rise of esports and the power of community. It wasn't just about gaming anymore, it was about belonging. You could chat with your favorite streamer, drop an emote, or get a shout-out in real time. That interaction made people feel seen, something no other platform offered back then. Twitch became a breeding ground for young, funny, and raw talents who didn't need Hollywood lighting or corporate backing to become stars. They were just real people, live in their bedrooms, making millions laugh. You had Ninja, whose Fortnite streams made him a global icon. Pokimane, who built an entire empire around personality and community. XQC, chaotic but entertaining to millions. Shroud, the silent assassin of FPS games. Ludwig, who broke sub-records by streaming every day for a month. And Amaranth, who turned streaming into a full-scale business. They were the faces of a new digital generation, each different, yet connected by Twitch. And for viewers, watching them wasn't like watching TV. It felt personal. You could donate, get your name read aloud, or join inside jokes that only that stream's chat understood. It was more than entertainment. It was a culture. That feeling of "I'm part of something" made Twitch unstoppable. It became the virtual living room of the internet, one that anyone could walk into. And then came COVID. The world shut down, and Twitch exploded. Gamers, DJs, teachers, fitness coaches, everyone went live. Streaming hours doubled, and streamers became household names overnight. It was no longer a niche site for gamers. It was the world's biggest stage for connection. But when the world reopened, the magic started fading. By 2025, Twitch recorded its lowest watch hours in 5 years. The numbers didn't bounce back, even with huge events and record-breaking streams. Meanwhile, YouTube Live, Kick, and TikTok Live kept rising. New creators went elsewhere, and old ones stopped renewing contracts. The question became clear: how did the empire that created internet celebrities start losing them? The Adpocalypse. Let's start with the most obvious one: ads. Ads aren't evil. Every platform needs revenue, but Twitch turned them into torture. For every hour of viewing, there are 8 to 15 minutes of ads, unskippable, repetitive, and perfectly timed to interrupt the best moments. Imagine watching a clutch play, a story reveal, or an emotional reaction, and boom, Geeko presents. By the time you return, the moment's gone. And if you want to remove those ads, you pay $11.99 per month for Turbo, a paid subscription to fix the mess the platform created. That's not innovation, that's ransom. Worse, Twitch incentivizes creators to run more ads. Smaller streamers get bonuses if they meet ad-minute quotas. So they spam ads just to survive, and lose viewers in the process. Even basic features are outdated. Want to rewind a live moment? You can't, not easily. You have to reload the entire page, lose chat, and hope the VOD saves correctly. Meanwhile, YouTube lets you scrub back instantly. Viewers are fed up. Every interruption kills engagement, and every lost viewer reduces the platform's health. Twitch didn't just add ads, it replaced experience with exploitation. Rules for some. A platform should be neutral, a space where the same rules apply to everyone. Twitch isn't that space anymore. Its moderation feels politically charged, inconsistent, and performative. What gets punished, and how harshly, often depends less on the rule and more on who you are, what side you're on, and how much money your channel makes. Take the Emiru assault at TwitchCon. A streamer was physically assaulted during her own meet and greet, on Twitch's watch, at a Twitch-sanctioned event. Twitch's first reaction? Silence. Then confusion, misinformation, and finally a 30-day suspension for the assailant, a punishment so light it was insulting. Only after massive public backlash did Twitch act again. It shouldn't take millions of angry tweets for a company to do the right thing. That's not moderation. That's damage control, and it reveals a pattern. Twitch doesn't enforce rules until public pressure forces them to. Last year, when a male streamer was harassed live on air, the response was minimal. Different gender, different attention. In other words, outrage only counts when it's convenient. When policies change based on social optics instead of clear principles, the platform's justice system collapses. People start wondering, am I protected or expendable? HasanAbi, the untouchable example. And then there's Hasan Piker, better known as HasanAbi, one of Twitch's biggest political creators, and, to many, the clearest example of favoritism in action. Over the past year, Hasan has faced multiple controversies that would have ended smaller channels. First, his dog shock collar incident. He was seen on stream holding a shock device. The dog yelped, and the clip spread across social media. Outrage followed instantly. Animal rights advocates condemned it. Countless viewers demanded accountability. Yet Twitch did nothing. No strike, no suspension, no statement. For comparison, there are creators who've been suspended for accidental wardrobe slips, background music, or even comments taken out of context. But here, nothing. It's a perfect snapshot of how moderation now bends for popularity. Then came something more serious, accusations of extremist rhetoric. A sitting US Congressman, Richie Torres, publicly wrote to Twitch and Amazon, urging them to take action, claiming Hasan's broadcasts amplify anti-Semitism and terrorist-sympathetic narratives. Whatever your political stance, that's an accusation that would normally set off an internal investigation at any serious platform, but not here. Not only did Hasan remain untouched, but he continues to be promoted on Twitch's front page, appearing in official recaps and influencer lineups. In fact, multiple reports suggest that Twitch executives, including those close to the CEO, personally invited him to company gatherings, a gesture that blurs the line between creator and corporate asset. Now imagine being a small or mid-tier streamer who got banned for saying the wrong word or reacting to copyrighted footage. You watch someone with massive influence skate past far worse and even get rewarded. How do you feel? Hopeless, invisible, expendable. Twitch's selective enforcement creates a culture of fear and frustration. Streamers censor themselves not to stay professional, but because they don't know where the line actually is. One week, a joke is fine. The next week, it's hate speech. One month, political discussion is encouraged. The next, it's controversial content. When rules are vague, enforcement becomes political. And when enforcement becomes political, trust dies. Creators stop believing in fairness. Advertisers see instability, and viewers sense hypocrisy. It's not just about politics, it's about power. Twitch now treats its biggest creators like brands that can't be touched, while the smaller ones are treated like replaceable variables in an algorithm. That's not a community, that's a hierarchy. And when people realize the game is rigged, they stop playing. The fall of the small. You can't build an empire on 10 superstars. Twitch wasn't made by the giants. It was built by thousands of small and mid-sized creators who stream to just a handful of viewers every night. They're the ones who keep the platform alive between the big events, who make Twitch feel personal and alive. But Twitch has abandoned them. During the so-called viewbot cleanup, small creators were crushed. Accounts with barely 10 real viewers, often just friends or family, got flagged as suspicious. Their discoverability tanked overnight. Some went from 20 concurrent viewers to 4, others from 200 to barely 20. Meanwhile, the big names accused of viewbotting didn't lose a thing. Same numbers, same spotlight, same promotion. Once again, the rules only hit the people who couldn't fight back. And here's the truth. You can't have a city made only of millionaires because someone still has to build the roads and keep the lights on. You can't have a company made only of executives because someone still has to do the work. And you can't have a platform made only of stars, because someone has to fill the hours when those stars aren't live. That's what Twitch forgot. The smaller creators are what give the site variety. They're the ones streaming late at night, testing new games, building weird communities, or just talking with 5 people who actually care. That's what makes Twitch different from YouTube or Kick. The ability to find anyone doing anything, live, right now. But Twitch stopped caring about that. Instead, it focuses everything on its biggest creators, the ones who bring sponsors, media coverage, and short-term numbers. The problem is, when the site revolves around only a handful of names, everything else starts to dry up. Less variety means less discovery, which means less reason to log on. That's how ecosystems die, not from competition, but from neglect. Twitch used to be a place where anyone could grow. Now it's a place where the same 5 names get promoted, and everyone else fades into the background. It's a slow death, not visible in a single chart or update, but you can feel it. The platform that once promised opportunity to everyone now only rewards the ones who already made it. The front page disgrace, when curation becomes chaos. If ads drive people away, the front page decides whether they ever come back. It's your handshake to the world. What you show there defines your values. So imagine opening Twitch and seeing a sexualized, underage-coded furry stream right there on the front page. That actually happened. An artist broadcasting explicit diaper-themed furry art, promoted by the algorithm. It took hours of outrage before the channel was suspended. And less than a day later, it was unbanned. That isn't moderation, that's negligence. The front page is supposed to reflect quality and safety. Instead, it's a lottery where absurd, inappropriate, or straight-up disturbing content can slip through. This destroys brand trust. Advertisers back away, parents stop allowing Twitch for their kids, and the community, once proud of its creativity, becomes embarrassed to be associated with it. What's worse, Twitch often cracks down harder on creators who criticize these issues than on those who cause them. It's a sign of a company that doesn't know what it stands for anymore. If your front page no longer represents your community, your platform has already lost its identity. Violence and safety failures. The final, and arguably most serious issue, is safety. Not just physical safety at events like TwitchCon, but the digital safety of the community itself, the part Twitch seems to ignore the most. Over the past few years, Twitch has turned into a platform where bullying, harassment, and targeted hate have become normalized. Not because the community wants it, but because Twitch allows it. Creators get harassed, doxxed, mass-reported, and threatened almost daily, and Twitch's reaction is always the same. We're looking into it. Weeks go by, nothing changes, and the cycle repeats. If you're a smaller creator, you can get banned for accidentally saying something that gets clipped out of context. But if you're big, if you bring millions of views, you can say almost anything. The HasanAbi problem. Take HasanAbi. Again, one of Twitch's top political streamers. Over the years, he's made outrageous statements that would have ended other creators' careers instantly. He's mocked tragic events, used demeaning language, and, most controversially, expressed sympathy for violent or extremist movements, including organizations that most platforms would immediately ban support for. In 2025, Congressman Richie Torres even wrote to Twitch and Amazon, accusing Hasan of amplifying anti-Semitism and terrorist-sympathetic rhetoric. That's not a random tweet. That's an official complaint from a US government representative. And yet, Twitch did nothing. No strike, no suspension, no statement. Not only does Hasan remain on the platform, he's still promoted, monetized, and featured. Meanwhile, creators with far smaller followings have been banned for criticizing Twitch or for using a controversial meme. The message is clear. Twitch doesn't enforce its rules, it enforces its relationships. That double standard created a culture where intimidation wins. If you're a big streamer, your fans can mass report smaller ones, harass them, raid their chats, and Twitch looks the other way. If you speak up, you're accused of starting drama. If you ignore it, you get buried under hate. This is how cancel culture thrives on Twitch, not because people are holding others accountable, but because Twitch has no consistent system to handle it. The site lets mob behavior decide who gets to stay and who gets destroyed. That's not safety, that's chaos. From online chaos to real danger, and it doesn't end online. When this kind of toxic environment spills into real life, it leads to situations like the Emiru assault at TwitchCon, where the platform's lack of preparation literally put a creator in danger. Worse, her security guard, the one who protected her, was banned from TwitchCon longer than the attacker's initial 30-day suspension. That's not just bad policy, that's upside-down logic. TwitchCon was supposed to be a celebration of community. Now it's a punchline. Creators call it a safety hazard with a badge. When your biggest event becomes known for danger instead of fun, your brand is in trouble. And when your platform becomes known for harassment and hypocrisy, your community starts to leave. Because here's the reality: a platform can survive scandals. It can even survive bad updates. But no platform can survive when its users, creators and viewers alike, stop feeling safe. And Twitch, it's already there.